talked quite a bit recently on this show about food stamps. We've dug up some old footage. This is from 2011, and this gives you an example of what happens when you create a sense of entitlement among people. Because, of course, food stamps are basically a gift, right? You don't have a right to them. You don't work and earn them. They're basically a gift where the government takes money from some taxpayers and gives it to others in order to buy food. Yet when you give somebody something for a long time, they develop a sense of entitlement as if the food stamps actually belong to them, right? As if they have a legal, legitimate claim. They have a right to these food stamps, just like somebody might have a right to their paycheck. I can see somebody being upset if they worked all week and then they couldn't get their paycheck, or they couldn't be paid, or there was some problem and they were demanding something that they had really that they really earned and worked for and owned, something that was really theirs. But here's an example. These are some people complaining, ladies complaining. They went down to an office in Florida, in Clayton County, no, not in Florida, Georgia, Clayton County, Georgia, and they ran out of food stamps. So there were people coming down there to pick up their food stamps, and the office ran out. And you can hear the reaction of people because they're so upset that they have to wait for their food stamps, that they might have to come back. It's, almost like a sense of outrage that these are my food stamps. I'm entitled to these food stamps, and I demand them right now, as if, heads are going to roll if you don't get your food stamps. Here's, and this is a little example of what's coming, because believe me, one of these days those food stamps aren't going to come, and it's not just going to be one office in Clayton County, Georgia. It's going to be all over the country, and it's not going to be, hey, we ran out temporarily, you're just going to have to wait. It's going to be, you know what, there are no food stamps. Imagine the reaction. First, take a look at, how people react to a temporary inconvenience in their ability to eat from the public trough. Well, what happens when the public trough isn't there anymore, and now they have to fend for themselves? What kind of rude awakening? But here's the first in a series of these small cuts. Cut number 3.
Got number 17 cents on it.
Terry Clark says she stood in line for more than 6 hours at Clayton County's Human Services office because food stamp help for her 6 children unexpectedly ended.
There's no telling my kids that we can't eat. I'm not taking no, because my babies don't deserve that. Nobody kids should go hungry down here in Georgia.
State officials say this office was overwhelmed today, with dozens of families facing a similar problem. The food stamps just not there.
Me and my kids, they haven't ate since this morning. And I was supposed to get my food stamps yesterday, and I didn't get nothing.
So they was getting angry. They started banging on the windows.
Yeah, they're banging on the windows. I didn't get my food stamps, right? These are mine. The one woman there's got 6 kids she's got to feed. First of all, if she can't even feed herself, why does she have 6 kids? Is she even married? I have no idea. But she's got 6 kids. Most taxpayers can barely afford 1 kid. Maybe they have 2. They'd like to have 6 kids. The average American household, maybe they love to have 6 kids, but they're responsible enough not to have them because they can't afford them. But now we have this sense of entitlement. Here we have a woman that's probably never worked, lives on welfare, has 6 kids, and she's outraged that she doesn't have food stamps to feed them, and now her kids might go hungry. Well, whose fault is that? Who had all those kids without an ability to support them? And she's blaming the government because she had to wait. She had to wait in line 6 hours to get her free food. As if, it's too inconvenient for her. As long as she had a job to go to. But, it's like, yeah, I'm going to get my food stamps, but I don't want to have to wait for them. I think it's terrible. It's outrageous if I have to stand in line and wait for my welfare benefits. I demand to be able to just pick up my welfare benefits right away, right? Because, she had to go home and watch more soap operas. She didn't want to have to stand in line to get those food stamps. But you could listen to the attitude that they have. I can understand somebody getting upset because they had to wait in a long line for something that they bought or something that they paid for. But, there's an expression about not looking a gift horse in the mouth. These food stamps are being given to these people for free. They didn't do anything. They just showed up with their hand out and somebody is giving them food stamps. They ought to be a little bit more respectful and polite and understand, oh, well, we happen to run out. Well, okay, well, this time you got to wait a little bit longer than normal. But it shows you the sense of entitlement that is built up in the minds of people who have lived their entire lives. Some of these women have probably never worked a day in their lives. And their parents maybe never worked a day in their lives. All they know is you get these food stamps. You get this welfare check. You're entitled to it because you were born. And then once you have that sense of entitlement, then that's how you react when there's some kind of impediment to your getting what you believe you deserve, what you believe you're entitled to. As far as they're concerned, these women are picking up their paychecks. That's what they're doing. Here's some more. Cut number 4. Do we have cut 4?
Happened here today was out of the ordinary and it was unexpected, but they say they're not sure what exactly went wrong. What was the glitch that led to this mess?
Our budgets have not increased. They've been actually decreased.
This director admitted to me there were problems here as he tried to calm fears. And his statement, a state spokesperson says, quote, "We have both state and county staff working to understand the cause of the problem today. We are working to ensure people receive their food stamps as soon as possible."
Yeah, again, they're reacting to this as if, the people who are getting the food stamps are their customers, and we apologize for all the problems for our customers. They're not actually customers, right? When you're giving away something, the people who are getting the free stuff are not really customers because customers pay, right? So businesses, yes, they really want to make sure they take care of their customers. But this is an entity that is handing out free food stamps. And, if they have a glitch one day and they can't distribute the free food stamps as efficiently and as quickly as normal, they don't know anybody an explanation. Why do we have to apologize for the way we give away free stuff? If I showed up at if some store was out there offering to give away something for free and I showed up and there was a long line, would I complain about it? After all, I'm getting something for nothing. How can I complain about it? Here's the last cut. In this series, it's cut number 5.
I'm a cancer patient. I need these pills to survive. Okay?
Candace Bennett says her cancer medications have nearly run out, and after spending all day here, her Medicaid and her food stamps are both still on hold.
When are y'all gonna come through? When you gonna come through? When I'm on my last pill? Or better yet, when I'm dead? And then I won't need it.
Obviously, look, the whole idea is, hey, I need this stuff. What's taking you so long? When you guys going to come through? I've been waiting all day. They're outraged. Now, I can understand, okay, yeah, they had to wait in line. It's not like they're not going to get their free stuff. Nobody there was told that they wouldn't get it. They simply were told that they had to wait for it. Right? And the mere fact that they can't get their free stuff, their welfare and their food stamps, the minute they want it, they're already banging on the windows, right? Imagine what happens when they're told that you can't have it. You can't have it anymore. The free lunch is over. The gravy train stops right here. You got to get off. We're broke. Go work for yourself. Imagine the outrage. Imagine what is going to happen when you expand that throughout the entire country. This is what's coming. We're going to have some social unrest. If you think the protests in Greece were bad, I think wait till you see the way it's going to go down here in the States.